like a spaceship. I swear my life is amazing. Blowing money, no hesitation. Dimes, no basic. I know these be hating, but that's what made me feel like in the real life. Driven all the sauce in the good life. You shine, I shine, and ain't nobody gonna take mine. I just wanna be a boss. I will never ever fall. I woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I'm gonna hold it down, I swear. I roll up and I'm smelling like a right now. I do this for my rounds, oh yeah.
Thank you, Coach. From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Miami Dolphins. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. On first down, Knight. Throw left side complete. It's Burton. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Leopard! Double tight! Watch him now, Barney! Gun! Hot!
Off play action. Knight. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third. Balaj. Brought down, but after we saw a flashy little move, stopped short of the 40. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Looking to throw. Knight, and he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Throwing on third and long. Knight. And he finds Stills. Complete. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 37-yard line. From the gun, Knight. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Mack Hollins the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
To throw again. Knight into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
20! Let's go, let's go!
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
29, Alpha!
From the gun on third down, Brady. They got a man. It's Woods. Robert Woods. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Robert Woods, his first touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are going to take a first-quarter lead. So on third and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
To throw on second down, Knight, and a reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. A first catch for Jeffrey, good enough for a first down. Well, starting drive number 2 off on the right foot. Completion for the first down. Drive 1 they had to be pretty frustrating because they moved the football. They just didn't get any points out of it.
But warm-up QB, too. Let's bring in the backup. I mean, my goodness, you take them downfield and you don't score points. You know I'm being totally facetious here, right? I'm just kidding. Nice first drive. Rarely do teams score on every single drive in a game, but they like what they did there. They just hope they can pay it off this time with some points.
And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Looking to throw on second down. Knight and Stills over the middle. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Hey, alert 3. Back 99 Philly, here we go.
To throw on second down. Knight. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. picked off by Jalen Ramsey, and he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. He was looking that time for Stills.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
On first down, this is McCaffrey, and able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
You got him! You got him! You got him! Wait! 20! You 20!
Now Brady throwing on second down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Let's go! Blitz! Blitz! Yeah, baby! 20! What?
Play action. Now it's Brady. Got a man. It's right. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Dolphins in possession of the football. And they've got it here with a first down.
Wait, 20!
Throwing on first down is Brady. They set up the screen to Ivory. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Three down! Check! Go! That's mine. Go!
This is McCaffrey on the give. And down inside the 15 he goes. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. He'll pick up another first down with that run.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Now, that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
All right, here we go! Tight end right. We got three, fellas. We got 3.
Brady to throw on second down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Man, this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Sugar! Kid 33! Wait, 20! Watch tight end. Wait! Tight end's right. Hey, gold 66.
Working from the gun, it's Brady. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, and no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're doing.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Demarcus Lawrence in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
3 down. Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
Now Balaj. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Give him 3 yards on the run. Now they'll need to draw up something good here on 3rd and 13.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Throwing on 3rd and long. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's right. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Give him 30 yards there. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 23.
3 down. 20. Wait, 20.
Pitching it out. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a amount of yards. Is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do.
Sugar. Ozzy. Wait, 20. Wait, 20.
On 2nd down, here's Brady. His throw caught at about the 5. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another 1st down.
Wait, 20. Wait, 20.
Brady's going to sneak it. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Tom Brady with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead. And his kick is right through. To Vecchio now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll start on the ground with Balaj. Oh, now he bowls him over. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. They run it with Balaj. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the act.
Lucky 56.
Operating from the gun. Knight. And Jeffrey's got it. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Now the Dolphins are going to take another timeout here, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
Watch him now, Barney!
Mike 55! Hey, eat!
Detroit!
On 1st and 10, Knight. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. And now it's second down. Now the rookie from NC State, this is Nyheim Hines. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13. From the gun, Knight. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And he gets it down to the 32. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick is good. Didn't hit it all that well, but he got enough on it to put it through. So the two teams will head to the locker rooms here in Miami with the Dolphins on top. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. That's fielded in the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Starting the second half with a run by McCaffrey. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
All right, here we go. Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. Orange. Wait, 20! Wait, 20!
They fake the handoff. Now Brady. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Bryce Hager. Tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5.
That's what I'm talking about.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
Wait, 20! Wait, Eddie! Wait!
Shotgun now for Brady. They got a man over the middle. It's Woods. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
Let's go! Shadow! Blue 20! Wait, Eddie! Wait! Hey, go!
Brady now on 1st down. Being chased out left. Throw left side complete. That's Doyle. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
All right, here we go! 31! Hey, guys, check me out. We got 3 down, but we got to stand up over there. Shadow! 25, check 25, check 25! Check 3! Wait, we got!
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Three down. Blue 20! Wait, 20! Blue! Wait!
On 1st down, Brady. Flush to his right. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It's a gain of 7, and it's a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Brady going to throw. Throw left side is complete to Rodgers. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Now a play fake. Brady. Got a man right side. It's McCaffrey. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Brady now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
We got three.
Now they run with a backup. It's Chris Ivory. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
Let's go out. 66. 20. 380.
Looking to throw on second down. Brady is going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They'll give him a yard on the play. And just like that, it's third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. It's good for a gain of 7, but still a few inches short here with fourth down coming up. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Tavecchio puts this one through, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script? The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Tack McKinley in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
3 down.
Off the play fake. Knight. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Tavecchio good on the extra point, and the lead is now 24. Tavecchio now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over.
Leopard!
Throwing after the interception. Knight looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Burton. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. They'll run here with Blanche. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to bring up a third down. Off play action. Knight. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. 4 down. Check.
Operating from the gun. Knight, nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Back to throw. Knight runs through the contact. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10.
Watch 84. Let's go. Check the backer, check the backer.
They'll give it up to McCaffrey. They find some open field here. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
And that's a good run, and I know he went out of bounds, so we could nitpick a little bit here and get on him and say, hey, make sure you stay in bounds, keep the clock running. But this stage of the game, Brandon, that's not really uppermost in his mind. He just wants to take care of the football and gain yardage.
Yeah, and they have a little bit of comfort there with it not just being a one-score game, so not too nitpicky. Brady now on first down. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Everson Griffin in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
Right. Wide. Check it. Move out.
To throw on second down. Brady, man open right side. It's Rodgers. All the way in for a Miami touchdown. Eli Rodgers, his second touchdown on the season. And thanks to the interception, the Dolphins offense cashes in with 6. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Tavecchio now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Onto the field now come the Bears. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one told me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Looking to throw on second down. Knight. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to make it trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Of 7. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Knight. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Now with toss, this is McCaffrey. And he'll go down at the 28. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
Let's go.
Throwing on first down. Brady. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Woods the intended receiver, and it's second down. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
Wait, 20! Green 80! Check it. Hey, gold 66.
Brady will try again on second down. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Rashawn Melvin. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. To throw on second down. Knight will try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. The Bears on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is third down and 12. From the gun, Knight, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And I do believe the offense got this back. Goodness, they did. Their own 1-yard line is where they got it back, cutting it close here. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. So this one fairly well in the bag as they take over with a 1st and goal. They come out here in the eye. And Brady will sneak it. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
3 down.
Throwing again. Knight. Wide open receiver complete. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. but it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
Watch that in. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Wide! Wait, 20.
Brady going to look to throw. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Everson Griffin in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Tight end left.
Ready? Wait, 20. Sound. Blue 20.
From the gun, it's Brady. Trying for right, and it's intercepted. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have. Following the fumble recovery, Knight. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Hey, we got 3 down.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Tight end right. Tight end right.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Over.
They go play action here on 1st down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Knight. And he'll go out of bounds down inside the 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
We got Detroit!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. He was trying to get that one to Kenny Stills. That'll bring up 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Knight. It was Logan Ryan that time who knocked it away. And that one hits the ground incomplete. So now just 4 ticks left in this one. The Bears on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun! Hot!
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's got it. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Miami, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll have another home date next week as the Detroit Lions come to town. Meanwhile, for Chicago, the loss will move them back to 3-2.